If you hang out with chickens, you're going to cluck, and if you hang out with eagles, you're going to fly. The only man who never makes mistakes is the man who never does anything. For every dilemma, find at least 3 or 4 possible solutions. The creative process leads to better results. The truth isn't always beauty, but the hunger for it is. Women may fall when there's no strength in men. Act 2. It is culture that is the bully. Born ALD yo central to Theo weight lay, saltation. Earn nicely, spend wisely, and you will live happily. You need to compete for success. There are some things that doesn't come naturally unless it's hereditary, and success is one of them. Sometimes you just have to jump out the window and grow wings on the way down. Nothing's a better cure for writer's block than to eat ice cream right out of the carton. Only those people create history who doesn't live in the future. I have never known any distress that an hour's reading did not relieve. Gratitude creates hope, and hope activates the law of attraction. The most important thing is this: to sacrifice what you are now for what you can become tomorrow. Morality is simply the attitude we adopt towards people we personally dislike. Darkness ages faster than you'd think. It doesn't loiter on forever. You can't be brave if you've only had wonderful things happen to you. Every challenge, every adversity, contains within it the seeds of opportunity and growth. The truth doesn't mind being told every once in a while. If a man confessed anything on his deathbed, it was the truth, for no man could stare death in the face and lie. I do not know what the heart of a rascal may be, but I know what is in the heart of an honest man. It is horrible. The results of knowledge without application results in nothing at all. Do what you know better to do. Life is nothing without a little chaos to make it interesting. Until you step into the unknown, you don't know what you're made of. Youth cannot know how age thinks and feels, but old men are guilty if they forget what it was to be young. In the world there exists no aesthetic plane, not even the aesthetic plane of goodness. Try it before you doubt it, because it might just be for you. Man is the only creature who refuses to be what he is. I know that others had a similar road, but that doesn't make it any less easy. I had no idea it was this hard to play the role of a unique card. Unless you realize your true self as the divine, your life is meaningless. You know, life fractures us all into little pieces. It harms us, but it's how we glue those fractures back together that make us stronger. Don't worry about the negative people may say about you. Learn from it and move on. The most important decision you make is to be in a good mood. Success isn't a result of spontaneous combustion. You must set yourself on fire. Swirl into joy today by sharing your caring with the world. Be a pillar of positivity. Every man had his personal habits, passions, and impulses toward goodness, beauty, and truth. The safest general characterization of the European philosophical tradition is that it consists of a series of footnotes to Plato. A humble man will always receive the best that others have to offer, for he recognizes the truth. Regret is mostly caused by not having done anything. There is nothing good in this world that does not have some filth in its origin. Life, unfortunately, doesn't seem to care what we want. After your death, you will be what you were before your birth. To conquer oneself is the best and noblest victory. To be vanquished by one's own nature is the worst and most ignoble defeat. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. Christ is not valued at all, unless he is valued above all. I am well practiced in avoidance and indifference, though the hollowness in my soul resents her absence. I wear the mask I must. If that's the case, I understand why emotions are hard for you. You've numbed yourself to make room for the grief you carry. In the end, it will all work out okay. The end isn't final if we're not okay with it. You can have everything you want if you can put your heart and soul into everything you do. I was lost yesterday. I am found today, and I will be forgotten tomorrow. Bloom as if you want to make the whole world beautiful. Truth is something believed in heart. Fact is anything happened in realities. A sense of the divine presence and indwelling bears the soul towards heaven as upon the wings of eagles. I will never compromise truth for the sake of getting along with people who can only get along when we agree. Never break or fold. That's what it takes to be major. I will not let anyone scare me out of my full potential. Courage is living by the free will that one creates for themselves, not the life of monotony determined by another. If we don't change the direction we are headed, we will end up where we are going. Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. Whatever games are played with us, we must play no games with ourselves, but deal in our privacy with the last honesty and truth. If you only write when inspired, you may be a fairly decent poet, but you'll never be a novelist. The moment you stop trying to become a better person is the moment you start to become worse than what you already are. One half of the world cannot understand the pleasures of the other. Sometimes you get pushed out not because you're not worth it, you are worth more. I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning how to sail my ship. It is not that I am mad, it is only that my head is different from yours. You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. Einstein said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Man is a clever animal who behaves like an imbecile. Rousseau identified reason as the disease for which it pretended to be the cure. The right thing and the easy thing are never the same. The rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. Timid men prefer the calm of despotism to the tempestuous sea of liberty. Don't wait for the right moment to start. Start and make each moment right. In a world chasing trends, find solace in the everlasting embrace of authenticity and pure happiness. The revolution is not an apple that falls when ripe. You have to make it fall. Life might take you down different roads, but each of you gets to decide which one to take. Don't look to the approval of others for your mental stability. No human being will ever know the truth, for even if they happened to say it by chance, they would not know they had done so. We never know how high we are till we are called to rise. Then if we are true to form, our statures touch the skies. If you do not tell the truth about yourself, you cannot tell it about other people. The right mindset is the first step towards the journey. If the world was made for us, then it belongs to us, and we can do what we damn well please with it. Si no usaba esta vida, entonces la estaba desperdiciando. I tell you, one must still have chaos in oneself to give birth to a dancing star. I tell you, you still have chaos in yourselves. Stand behind the stories that are real, not just real. We hunt the flame, the light in the darkness, the good this world deserves. When life takes away, something of greater value is always given in return. Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of production and trade. It is books that are a key to the wide world. If you can't do anything else, read all that you can. All human beings have 3 lives: public, private, and secret. Everything you do is triggered by an emotion of either desire or fear. Before wanting to feel at home with someone else, learn how to feel at home with yourself. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. The illiterate is not the one who has never gone to school, but the illiterate is the one who never tries to learn something by himself. Once war becomes a clash of absolutes, there is no breathing room for mercy. Absolute truth is blind truth. There's only one day at a time here, then it's tonight, and then tomorrow will be today again. It means you're perfect just the way you are. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Never curse a fall. The ground is where humility lives. We spend money that we do not have, on things we do not need, to impress people who do not care.